All right, here we are with Senior VP of the Cleveland Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, with it. We call it Hey Bobby. And Bob, before we get into our team and the ALDS and such, since we talked last, our good friend Terry Francona is back in Major League Baseball. I had heard whispers that he was feeling better, and then it came together with the Cincinnati Reds, a team he played for one season. I know you're close with Terry. Talk about Terry back in baseball.
We have chatted throughout the summer, played golf a few times. Whenever he was able to get back to Northeast Ohio or Western PA, specifically at his father's memorial golf tournament over in Elwood City at the great golf course, Old Stonewall. And, at that time, chatted about his health. What a smart decision it was, reinforcing how, what a smart decision it was for him to just take a step back and take care of himself. He's lost 25 pounds and looks great, feeling better. And you could just tell that he's a manager and he missed being around the guys and being in that environment. And you and I mentioned it before we started. The game of baseball is better with Tito in it. So the Reds are lucky. They got a wonderful guy, a great leader. We'll see what he can do with that young group of athletes that they have. And it's going to be interesting seeing that scooter in Goodyear, Arizona, being a half mile down the road at the Reds complex.
I was going to say the same thing. Your buddy's going to be about a half a mile down the road, so you'll still have a chance, I imagine, to get a dinner or two with Tito out there this spring.
Oh, absolutely. We'll make sure. He'll be really busy, obviously, getting to know his new coaching staff, whomever that might be, getting to know his players and doing the things that he does. But we'll make sure we connect one way, shape, or form. Again, yeah, it's interesting to see him at that press conference yesterday. But baseball is in a better spot.
I agree with you. Senior VP with the Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, on board with us. Bob, let's talk about the ALDS. We're at a game apiece. Scooble was fantastic for Detroit yesterday, but not to be lost was our guys. They pitched very well yesterday. It was one swing of the bat that determined game two. And in game one, boy, did they come out on fire. So talk about the opening couple of games.
Yeah, first Saturday, what an electric ballpark. You come out and drop a 5 spot on their opener concept. As AJ Hinch, the Tiger skipper, has talked about, their pitching is in chaos. With the best starter on the planet at the moment, and he got to us. And our guy Matthew Boyd pitched right with him. But that game Saturday was obviously so much fun. The tense intensity and the way you're on the edge of your seat on every pitch in the postseason, to get a 5 spot early allowed you to take a breath. For the players, I'm sure on our side a little bit, but certainly out in the ballpark, the fans were able to just take a little bit of a breather and sit back and try to enjoy a terrific game. And our bullpen did its job as it usually does. And then game two, there was a thought that it was going to be difficult to beat Mr. Scooble, and that to get to 1-1 on this series, and we had a chance. And again, as you said, the way postseason baseball goes, they got the big hit. We did not. We had opportunities, hit into 2 double plays that instead had opportunity to score some runs off him. Mr. Noel, Big Christmas, made one heck of a throw to nail a runner at second. Stephen Kwan, the Gold Glover, did his thing in left field to save an inning. And you just thought the momentum might have been on our side after Quaney made that remarkable catch. And we just weren't able to get that one swing of the bat. And then the oddity of Kerry Carpenter getting a home run off Emmanuel. That's just, as I said, that's an oddity. You know, the Brewers closer, think about this. The Brewers closer, I think I read through 176 changeups during the baseball season and did not give a home run up on any of them. And then he gave up that 3-run homer to Pete Alonso on a changeup. First one all year, happens to be a 3-run homer that loses the game. I mean, that's the craziness of the postseason.
Yeah, and you know those two double plays too, Bob. If you go back to that game the other day, both those balls were hit pretty good, and it's the thing of baseball. If you put those balls 3 feet to the right or left, they're RBI hits. But
Yeah.
that's the way baseball shakes out. So we got Alex Cobb in Game 3. At least it's looking that way right now. I guess he passed a test over the weekend, and boy, when he's been able to get on the mound for us, he's been very productive.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. I don't think um, the moment's going to be too large for a guy like that. I'm sure he's just thinking, what a wonderful position. You know, just a few months ago, I wasn't anywhere doing anything at the big league level. And now all of a sudden I'm in a game 3 in the American League Division Series, pitching in front of a packed house in Comerica Park. So I'm sure he's gonna, be fired up and really rally to the occasion. Thinking about the entirety of the postseason, the wild card series were just phenomenal, just incredible drama in Major League Baseball. Right now, all 4 American League Division Series games are tied 1-1. And believe it or not, it's a first
Oh,
ever
wow.
since the Division Series has been created. 5-game set back in 95 was the first year. It's the first time ever all 4 are tied 1-1. That's
Wow.
pretty amazing.
That is. That's a great stat. Way to pull that one out. I want to go back to Saturday because you and I like to talk baseball as well. And I mentioned this on the air last week. So looking forward to my first postseason playoff baseball game in all my years when I was in PA and now in Ohio because of other things going on. The one thing that stood out to me though is when people got there, and you mentioned this a couple of moments ago, people were on the edge of their seat every pitch. It's playoff baseball. Because my friend that I went to the game with, he says, "Hey, do you want something to eat?" And I said, "No, I can't think about that right now. I want to watch this." And he said, and a couple innings later, he said, "Do you want me to go get you some nachos or something?" I said, "No, I'm good. I don't want to leave." But I was wondering if you have any statistics because I also noticed that around the ballpark, people weren't leaving their seats. It's on the edge of your seat. I'm there to watch baseball. I'll get something to eat or drink beforehand, but get out of my way. It's baseball time.
Yeah, it's funny. After the first inning on Saturday, my wife and I and our daughter, her husband, and my 2 older brothers were in, and we're out in the stands. And after the bottom of the first, it was like a mass exodus to the concession stands on Saturday.
Yeah.
Uh, but then once the game settled in, you're right. I don't have statistics, but yeah, people stay in their seats, and
Yeah.
the vendors do a brisk business because they're coming to the people in their seats. And but believe me, people are getting to the ballpark early. Gates open two
Yeah.
hours before game time, so they're doing a lot of their refreshments before the game, and then maybe once during the game instead of 3 times during a game. Yeah, those bathroom breaks are quicker. People don't linger or walk around the concourse like they normally do. Yeah, it's you don't want to miss a moment
Mm.
of action. And for us, getting rolling here with games 3 and 4 in Detroit, and if necessary, a game 5 back home here. this thing just keeps rolling this week with some, as we've always said, postseason baseball is absolutely exhilarating, but it can also be exhausting. And you feel all of the motions in between.
I'm with you. Senior VP of our Guardians, Bob DiBiasio, join us this week with Hey Bobby. Bobby, we'll talk to you real soon, my friend. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you, Ray. Go Guardians.